Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I am Bueller, and this is a very special video. I've never really done this before because I don't have a lot of celebrities. I have a lot of creators that join me on the channel, but not a lot of celebrities. So what celebrity am I talking about? This is really bizarre for me, and I'm really uncomfortable, but in a good way. And because I have none other than Elvira herself, Cassandra Peterson. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Great.
This is, like I said, I'm a little uncomfortable because I'm intimidated. I'm very much intimidated because I just have to tell you, my first interaction with you, I was a younger kid at the time, and I saw a life-size cutout of you at the local grocery store, and I pretty much stared at it for a very uncomfortable amount of time, but it literally changed my life and the way I looked at the beautiful ladies.
And I just wanted to puberty, right?
Yes, you and the movie Roadhouse are the two main things that put me through puberty and got me to where I am today. So I mean, just an enormous thank you, I guess I would say.
Wow, I think you owe me money.
I think I owe you a lot more than that, so I appreciate that.
Would that have been the beer commercial?
I'm pretty sure it was Coors Light.
Yeah, Coors Light. Yeah,
but the beer, even though beer did interest me at that time. That wasn't what was doing it for me. It was the life-size cutout of you. And I just have to say, how many of those do you think were stolen over the years?
So many that Coors stopped making them, which was the stupidest move. I discussed this in my new autobiography that's coming out in September. But so many, they were all taken, and they printed them again and put them out one more time, and then they were stolen. And then they go, we can't keep doing this, you know. Why? I don't know. But they just kept disappearing from all of the stores, which was good and bad, you know?
Yeah. Unfortunately,
they should have sold them. What were they thinking?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Buy a case of beer, get your Elvira standee.
Yeah. Duh. Well, I wish you would have been working at Coors, but if you read this,
that's unlikely on so many levels. But yeah.
If you read this chapter, it's called the chapter in my book. My new book is called Boobs and Beer. And if you read this chapter about me and Coors and our relationship, you're going to not believe it, I don't think.
Tastes great and less filling.
Yes. Oh, boy. I just wanted to tell you, Bueller, that the reason you probably don't get so many celebrities on your show is that how many celebrities are actually real people who are comic book heroes? You know, I was thinking of that the other day.
Not a lot. No, I mean, the biggest celebrity right now that's actually involved in comics would probably be Keanu Reeves, and he's
which is kind of a different thing.
Yeah, he's doing a comic book, but you know what? That doesn't hold up to what we're going to be talking about here in a few minutes. Yeah. But we're not alone here. We also have David. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. And David, you've written books for obviously the iconic Elvira, iconic Betty Page, one of my favorites, The Shadow, a great character as well.
Love The Shadow.
But I do have to say one thing. You recently put a video that was posted on Dynamite's YouTube channel doing your best imitation of Elvira.
Oh, that wasn't my best invitation of Elvira.
Okay, so then you can do better. So that's what we want to see. I was wondering.
I don't know. I wouldn't even dare. Yeah, Cassandra, I don't even know if you've seen this yet, but I did.
Haven't, but
they asked for a video promo of issue 1 of Elvira meets Vincent Price, and I literally opened it with this.
Wow.
Saying, "Hi, I'm Elvira. You should." Yeah, we can have dueling Elvira Funkos. But yes, as a deeply ridiculous person, I had to also do. I would say my worst possible Elvira impression, as to take the curse off of sitting there and being a writer plugging your own book.
I thought it was pretty entertaining. I mean,
oh, good. I'm glad.
I mean, it was worth bringing up and hopefully getting.
No, I try to make those things as ridiculous as humanly possible because there's no other. It's all pretty ridiculous what we're doing. So you know.
Very nice. So let's hit on why we're here. We're here to discuss your guys' newest book that's coming out. And this book is, I like this one because it's Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, The Wrath of Con, like the Comic-Con. And could either of you kind of share with me a little bit about what it's about for our audience?
Well, I'll just start. I'll just say that David and I do a lot of talking on the phone, discussing what project, each project that comes along that David works on. And we got together also at a bar, and we talked about the conventions not being around in the last year and a half, and how depressing it is. I mean, it's a gigantic bummer not to be able to interact with your fans, not to feel the love. I mean, I'm at home just getting yelled at, about taking the garbage out, and I would love to be, somewhere where everybody loves me, and that hasn't happened in a long time. And so David and I were commiserating about that. And then he pretty much took that whole thing and ran with it, and made the comic book, which I love.
Yeah, last summer we had done our pandemic comedy, which is a rough thing to try, but I think we got away with it.
So humorous.
Called The Omega Ma'am. And we had some fun with that, and we had a very successful Kickstarter with it. And we sort of wanted to do another summer Kickstarter. And, Cassandra had brought up the whole thing about how much we missed cons, and maybe we could make it about conventions. And so that it's a sequel to The Omega Ma'am. It's a direct sequel to that, while also taking place about, 38 out of 40 pages at something called San Diego Pop Culturama, because legal departments. And, and
I think we get it. Yeah.
And yeah, it's not all of the references we do in Elvira. You don't have to scratch too hard to figure out what we're making fun of and what the deal is. And, making fun of as a general term, it's, we love cons. We have a love-hate relationship with cons. As we've said before, if you, day one, we love the con. Day 5, we're just thinking about how horrible the traffic is going to be on the 5 on the way home.
Or like making fun with.
Yes. But we wanted to sort of wrap up all of that love and even the frustrations and all of that, and make a tribute to cons, because they've been a big part of my career. I know they've been a big part of Cassandra's career, and something that we've been without now for a solid year and a half.
I've been doing them since 1981, when they were called car shows. I signed autographs at car shows. So bizarre. And there were no conventions.
Yeah.
I remember going to San Diego Comic-Con when it was in the basement of some motel, and I was like the only female there that I could see anyway. I mean, it was pretty amazing. So so it's been a lifetime, 40 years of conventions, and then suddenly, poof, they're not there.
Yeah, I can remember the older cons that I used to go to when I was younger, and it was just a bunch of long boxes of comics. There was no celebrities, no cosplay, nothing like that. It was just a bunch
of guys, right?
It was all guys, yeah. But one girl that drove the guys to the con or whatnot. The moms that drove the guys to the con. They were there. They were outside waiting to pick them up when they were done getting their stuff. And obviously the cons have changed a lot since then. So this is a Kickstarter campaign. We got 3 days left for this campaign. Yes. So the last day is Friday the 13th. Very fitting, correct? And obviously that was planned out. But you guys are reaching for some stretch goals right now, and your goal that's within reach is 56,666. There's a lot of sixes involved, and you guys are like knocking on the door of that one right now. And if you get that one, you get a Comic-Con postcard. Is that correct?
I think that sounds right. Yeah. And
then
neither of us is running the campaign, but we do sort of keep an eye on it. I'm actually
the campaign is doing great, fully funded, extremely quickly.
Oh yeah,
everyone we've done has been ultra successful, so it's like keep them coming.
Yeah, and then you have another stretch goal after that of again with the sixes, 66666 or whatnot, and there's also some trading cards with that, an actual digital version of Elvira's comic number 66 that you get as well. But let me talk about this comic a little bit more, because I was reading the description of it, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Because in the comic itself, it says you get cosplay, which is expected at a Comic-Con. You also get celebrities. I think they're probably going to be the likeness of celebrities, correct?
Yeah.
Weekly based on them.
Yeah.
Another thing, though, I liked that said back issue hunting. That was in the description. Does that refer to something? I thought that was really unique.
You know, I don't remember writing back issue hunting into there, but maybe it'll happen. You never know.
Okay.
No, I mean, I've been going to cons since I was. I mean, when I was a kid, I wasn't going to comic book conventions, but there were Star Trek conventions, and I was that kind of nerd. And science fiction conventions in New York. And so, yeah, all of those experiences that one has at cons, we're trying to get as much of it in as humanly possible while still telling an entertaining sort of action horror comedy story.
Yeah.
And, you know, Dave Acosta is drawing it. He did Mysteries of the Dark 1 through 12, and he did the Omega Man, and he does an amazing job for us. And he's doing an amazing job capturing the looks and the looks of the con and of the cosplayers and all that.
You guys make a really good team. When I see the work that you guys have done in the past, and now I know that you have a current book that just came out on the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. Elvira meets
Vincent Price.
Vincent Price. There we go. Sorry. And I've heard nothing but good things. My comic shop didn't get it, and you know what? I have to order it. And look at that. She's got a picture right there, right behind her, of the good old iconic Vincent Price.
Yeah, this is from the first time. Oops,
That's
can
awesome.
you see it? First time we met, he came on my show, Movie Macabre, my local TV show, and you could have knocked me over with a feather that he actually accepted coming on. It was like,
wow.
What? I mean, he was like my childhood hero. I mean, last night I watched House on Haunted Hills again. I mean, that's how much I love Vincent Price. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's amazing. That's a treasure right there.
I
love
can't
it.
believe I'm working with him again, which is really a trip.
Yes. Well, you're working with his ghost to stop the apocalypse.
That's right.
Yes.
And so how's that going? So I know you're only one issue on the stand so far, but how's that going so far in the rest of the books? Don't give too much away, just a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's actually based off a true-ish story. Not that the world was going to end, but there's a Vincent Price movie from 1971 that was announced in the trades called The Ares Computer. And when I was working on the plot for this book, someone told me the story of the Ares Computer, and I thought it was pretty funny. And so that's what The Rise of the Ram, which is the fictional film in Elvira Meets Vincent Price, is based on. Basically, it was this movie. It was announced in the trades. It never got made. And because movie reviewers and people putting together guidebooks were lazy, they actually reviewed this movie they hadn't seen and that didn't exist. So if you go to the IMDb and look up the Ares Computer, it's actually on there. But the first trivia thing is this movie doesn't actually exist. So I thought that was just, you know, a gift handed to me on a silver platter of what the plot of an Elvira Meets Vincent Price, you know, a schlocky movie that maybe really was made and vanished off the face of the earth for some reason, seemed like a great hook to hang a mystery on.
I like it. I like the premise. I think it sounds great. I'm excited. Like I said, my comic shop didn't get any of them, and I don't know why, but they just struggled to get them in. I don't know what's going on or whatnot, but you know what? I'll put some feelers out, and I'm pretty sure I can get a hold of a copy. One of my best friends reviewed it on his YouTube channel. He loved it, absolutely loved it. So he sold me. I was already sold.
And we got Victoria Price, Vincent's daughter, his only daughter, to give us her blessing on it. We couldn't just use Vincent Price. He has a, you know. So she was involved and gave us her blessing. And one of the awesome things that David managed to do, and Dave Acosta, the artist, who's awesome too. I don't know. Did Dave write?
The art on Vincent Price is Juan Samu, who's also terrific.
That he is fantastic. So but one of the awesome things that he did is have Vincent Price at all different times from different films and different ages. Of Vincent Price.
Yeah, that was actually in the script, but he does a great job of doing it. I thought it would be fun if, because he's a ghost, he can look like whatever the hell he wants to look like. And the first time she encounters him, he's literally coming off a television set from House on Haunted Hill. So he's Frederick Lauren from House on Haunted Hill. Their conversation drifts to a Shakespeare quote, and the next time Elvira looks at him, he looks like my favorite character of his ever, Edward Lionheart from Theater of Blood. And over the course of, there's an issue where he's talking about ancient Egypt, and he looks like Baka the Master Builder from the Ten Commandments, which is also a great Vincent Price part. So we thought it was a fun way to, like, it would have been easy to just have him be Frederick Lauren for 4 issues, or just have him be Edward Lionheart. And I think in my version, he defaults back to Edward Lionheart, because that was he said in various interviews that was his favorite character. So I feel like that's how he's going to present himself at that age. He fell in love with his wife while he was working on that movie and married her afterwards and all that. So like, it's sort of a golden moment in his life. So he keeps, like any ghost, he keeps going back to his favorite moment in his life.
Of course. Cassandra, let me ask you this. When you and David work together, who's in charge?
Well,
who has final say? I mean, it's your name right on the cover of the book, or your character name on the cover of the book. Does it all come down to you?
It does. I get the final approval. I do. I get to approve everything, the art, the writing, everything. The great part is with David and with Dave Acosta, who's been doing the art, drawing, before the art. They do such a freaking fantastic job that they make my job so easy.
Yes.
I was mentioning earlier to someone that you would not believe the projects I get, for everything from TV shows and little bits and video things, and that people give me. They hand over the writing to OK, and it's like a total redo. It's like I'm pulling my hair out, rewriting it and fixing everything. I'm actually going through a cover of a magazine right now that I'm about ready to lose my mind. I won't say who, but it's a drawing of me that I have sent back to the drawing board 100 times, and it's just I don't know that this person's ever going to get it. And so that happens all the time. But with these guys, they just are so keyed into the Elvira character, and I don't know what it is. I was saying, all my writing partners have been gay, and suddenly Dave is straight, and it's like he gets it, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Well, I think the secret, and I think partly what my ride's here. Partly what Joe Rybant's the editor-in-chief at our senior editor. I can't remember what the exact title is, over at Dynamite, and we'd worked together successfully on a bunch of projects, and he's always comes back to me, which is very flattering. But when he proposed Elvira to me, I think he had in mind that I'm married to a burlesque dancer. And I think he felt like, that's a perspective on knowing what it's like to be Elvira in some small way, that not a lot of writers of comic books necessarily have that exact backstage at the burlesque show experience. And as I've said before, the key to writing Elvira is that she's funny, is that it's not a sexy girl being funny, it's a funny girl being sexy. And that's a subtle distinction, but I think a lot of people have an idea about what the highest level of funny a sexy girl can be is, and it's not very high. And to me, the comedy is first, and the sexiness and the horror are the trappings,
embellishments,
are the embellishments on the character. The character is first and foremost funny. And I will say, Dave Acosta, when I got the job, Dave really wanted the job. Dave is a huge Elvira fan. He's a huge horror movie fan, so it makes sense that he's a huge Elvira fan. And I was saying, well, I just did Betty Page. I don't know if I want to do another sex symbol comic book or whatever. And he was like, no, you're doing it. And my wife was like, no, you're doing it, and I'm meeting her. I was like, we'll make all of that happen. And because I was
going to say, I think the thing that connects us too is our sense of humor. From my background and from his background is more like what we think is funny is Shecky Green and the Three Stooges. I don't know. That's kind of our sense of humor, and he has that same kind of reverence for those old time schlocky vaudeville.
Well, yeah, it's exactly. It's vaudeville. It's people forget a lot that the literal dictionary definition of burlesque is parody. It's not. Some people think it means art strippers. That's not actually what it means. If you look up burlesque in the dictionary, a burlesque of something is a parody of it. Burlesque always is supposed to have an element of comedy. If it doesn't have an element of comedy, it's modern dance with tassels. It's not the same thing. And so
that's bad.
There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm probably the only person who's ever written Elvira who knows how you get tassels to twirl in opposite directions.
I gotta say, I have to admit, I just watched a video involving tassels and Elvira on stage at some show or whatnot, and it was absolutely amazing.
Thank you. It's like riding a bike. It goes away. I still can do it, no matter how old you get.
I had to do a little bit of research, and that video just popped up. I didn't, it is what it is. So, anyway, it sounds like your team, the three of you, the artists as well, are going to be working together for quite a long time, and it's a winning combination, correct?
I hope so. I think so too.
Yeah, Dave. Well, I know Acosta never wants to stop drawing Elvira. Yeah. He is happy to do that for quite some time, and Juan on the Vincent Price book is also great. We have a new artist.
If the Kickstarter campaigns are any indication, also we will be doing this maybe the rest of our lives, right?
Yeah, we will keep giving the audience what they want, and hopefully they'll keep tuning in.
Very nice. Well, I want to say thank you to you both for joining. I want to let everyone know who's watching this down below in the link for the Kickstarter campaign. Like I said, we only got 3 days left for this to end. Friday the 13th is the last day to join the Kickstarter. Beat all the goals. All the stretch goals are going to be out of the water. You guys are going to blow it away. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited. I want to say thank you, David, for coming on here to the Comics with Bueller channel. I want to say thank you to Cassandra, Elvira herself. Oh my God. You're an icon. You are literally an icon.
Comic book character. What can I say?
I had to look up the definition of icon, and like, yes, that is what she is. She is an icon, and she will live forever, and it's just tremendous. And here you are hanging out with me on the Comics with Bueller channel. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for doing this.
All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Appreciate your time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out the Kickstarter campaign for Elvira's new book. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.